Can you really feed chickens for free? I had this thought today as I carried out this big bin of expired meals we were given from a local grocery store. How much food would you need to gather every day to keep your birds laying eggs without ever buying those expensive feed bags again? For the last few years, I've been working towards something I call feed store independence, finding ways to raise chickens without relying on the store at all. And after a lot of trial and error, here's what I've learned. It is possible, but only if you do it the right way. So in today's video, I'm sharing 5 different ways you can feed your chickens without buying feed. And make sure you stay until the last tip because it's the most important one of all. And honestly, it might be the key to becoming completely feed store independent next year. For those of you who've been following our journey, you know I've been working toward feed store independence for a long time now. And after a lot of trial, error, and experimenting, I've learned what actually works and what doesn't, especially if you want to keep your flock healthy and laying. Let's get into it. The first thing I realized is that feeding a huge flock from food scraps alone just isn't sustainable. If you're trying to feed 30 or 40 birds, you'll burn out fast. But a small flock, around 10 birds or less, that's where it becomes achievable. And honestly, most people who don't have a commercial egg-laying flock fall into this category. These are people like you and I who simply want to feed our families without spending all our money on feed. Just enough to supply a family with fresh eggs every day, and small enough to feed using what your community throws away. This time of year, pumpkins are one of the best free chicken feeds you can get. We grow a few of our own, but honestly, most of our pumpkins come from friends, neighbors, and people who just want to get rid of their Halloween decorations. Pumpkins naturally help deworm chickens. The seeds are loaded with protein and are full of fiber and nutrients. Last year we fed our birds an entire box of pumpkins and gourds, and wouldn't you know it, one of those seeds sprouted and gave us the biggest pumpkins we've ever grown. So I saved even more seeds for next year. You can do the same with any squash. Grow it cheap, save the seeds, and you have free feed next year. Squash isn't the most nutrient-dense thing, but it fills their bellies, and warm roasted squash on a cold morning, chickens love it. Now this next one is really how you make feeding chickens for free possible. Build a scrap network. I got the idea after seeing Pasture's farm go around town collecting food waste from restaurants. Bins full of rice, beans, corn, and meat. That's the perfect chicken diet. So we started building relationships with local businesses, grocery stores, restaurants, anyone who pulls food off shelves or has waste. And sure enough, we now get a steady supply of expired meals and produce. It keeps our feed bill near zero, and the chickens get more variety than they ever would from bagged feed. They're eating the cabbage, they're eating the chicken salad that's expired. A Mexican restaurant would be a gold mine. Rice, beans, corn, protein. That's everything a chicken needs in one place. But it all starts with relationships. So be kind, be consistent, and be grateful. And you'll be shocked at how many people are willing to help. Another free feed source most people never think about is spent grain from breweries. It's loaded with fiber and protein, and breweries have tons of it for free. So just call, ask politely, and bring a bucket. And you've got another steady feed source that doesn't cost you a dime. On the homegrown side of things, we've been expanding our chicken garden, our chicken tunnels, and now a fodder system right inside the greenhouse section of the chicken run. I planted crimson clover in here, and I'm hoping it will sprout through winter since it's protected from frost and cold wind. Once it's established, it'll give the birds a year-round supply of greens without me having to plant, harvest, or haul anything. Hey, excuse me. I'm trying to grow food for you. Just walk in and let them graze. But out of all the systems that I've tried, this next one is probably the most important piece if you want to feed your chickens for free. Black soldier fly larva. Black soldier fly larva is one of the highest protein, highest calcium feeds you can possibly give to chickens. Just a handful a day keeps them laying strong and staying healthy. I used to keep my black soldier fly larva bins in a separate greenhouse, but now that I set up this fodder system right inside their run, I'm planning to add more black soldier fly larva bins in here too. That way the larva can crawl up and out of the bin naturally, drop to the ground, and the chickens can eat them instantly. That would be no collecting for me, no scooping, very little work. I would just have to feed the bin scraps, and the bin turns it into high quality protein for free. And here's the crazy part. You can put almost anything in a black soldier fly bin. Old meat, bones, carcasses, stuff that usually ends up in the trash. Black soldier fly larvae will turn all of that into pure protein for chickens. Next year, I'm planning to massively expand this system so we can feed our birds entirely off larvae year-round. It's low space, low effort, and yes, it smells a bit, but for what it gives you in return, I think it's absolutely worth it. This used to be my market garden. Now, it's a jungle. The crops are done, the weeds took over, and instead of fighting it, I decided to just let the chickens have it. And it turns out, an overgrown garden makes some of the best free chicken feed you could ever grow. Earlier this year, this was where I grew lettuce, carrots, and tomatoes for my market garden for the farmer's market. But after the season ended, I didn't replant. The weeds came fast, and honestly, I didn't have the heart to till it under and tarp it again. So instead of viewing it as a failure, I looked at it as an opportunity. Chickens love greens, they love bugs, they love seeds, and this space was full of all three of those things. So I let the chickens graze over this area in different chicken tractors. So this here is chickweed in my market garden. This is not something that I planted, but this is what the ground looked like, and this is what the ground looks like after I ran the chicken tractor through that. Chickweed is actually chickweed because it's really great for chickens. It's got lots of vitamins, nutrients. It's even got protein in it. This might be a really good thing to grow for your chickens, actually on purpose. Or if you just see it growing as a weed, move your chickens over it in a tractor and they'll be really happy. My egg layers and our meat chickens both got a new playground. Every day they come out here, fill up on fresh greens and bugs first, and my feed bill keeps dropping. I've noticed they're healthier, more active, and they hardly touch their regular feed. Next season, I'll be turning this entire section of our garden into our official chicken garden expansion. More beans, more corn, more sunflowers, and less dependence on the feed store. Right now, I find myself somewhere in the middle. I give my chickens a mix of food scraps, homegrown squash, pumpkins, cooked rice and beans, and whatever comes from the garden or the tunnels. And every year we get a little closer to being completely feed store independent. And I honestly believe next year will be the year we finally make it happen. If you want to learn how to raise chickens without depending on the feed store, from hatching to harvesting, I'm working on a book and a course called The Self-Sufficient Chicken. Join the waitlist below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Please don't bite my shoe, Henrietta. I'm trying to do something nice for you guys. I'm always trying to do nice things for you. If I don't do this, listen, if I don't do this, you're gonna destroy it in like 2 weeks. If I don't do this for you, it's gonna be destroyed. I know what you chickens do, okay? Let me grow this for you, and it'll keep regrowing.
I think she's laughing at you.
If you let me do this, I think you'll really like it. Hey, don't, no. Just let me do this nice thing for you. I promise it'll be worth it. I promise. Hey, just let me do it. Let me do it. Was she like listening to what I was saying?
Yeah, I think
don't know.
so.
Like
she was talking to you. She was like,
Hey, no.